made a mark in people's lives. Born in Uganda to a family of 8, Isaac has gone through life's challenges strong-hearted.
It's a diverse family in a sense that we've been born in different places. We've been all over East Africa. And for me, life in Uganda was a defining moment because that's when I was growing up.
In 2000, Isaac moved to Kenya by virtue of his father's business ventures. Life in Kenya was different.
It was hard because I didn't know Swahili at all. I remember my friends making a lot of jokes and fun of me. The education system in Uganda is pretty much different again. That was another thing. But it didn't take me long before I knew Swahili, and I could easily blend with the people down here.
During this period, he moved from one school to another. Due to financial constraints, Isaac and the family had to move on to Tanzania.
I was 14. That's when life shook my hand, and said, welcome. And I really had a real test of it. My dad lost his job. He didn't have his business running. We had to close down the shop which we were running. We had a cosmetic shop. The stock had to be brought back home. For more than 10 months, nobody in that work was working, not my dad, not my mom. It was filled with a lot of hassles and bustles, but again, at the end of the day, it's only those that, fight on in a battle that make it to the end.
Isaac had to do something at least to earn a living.
The hawking business was the most trying moment of my life. I remember when I walked in my house and I was like, Dad doesn't have a job, Mom doesn't have a job. But we have stock in the house, there were wigs, there were things that you find in a cosmetic shop. And I decided, you know what, we're going to have to put these things in a big bag, and I hit the road. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew wherever I was going, I would meet people. So you go and, just like hawkers, you have to shout and tell people what you have. The whole day, you didn't take breakfast, you left home at around 7. This is 5, and Dar es Salaam has scorching sun. That was the most trying moment in my life.
One thing I used to do, I could never cry in front of my children or my husband. I could go somewhere, cry, wipe my tears, come with a smile, and show a smile to everybody, and I tell them, you know what? The Lord is with us, and we are going to make it, and we will be somewhere one day.
His experience taught him both entrepreneurship and leadership skills. He eventually got a job at a radio station in Tanzania. This gave him an opportunity to earn a decent living, but it came at a cost.
I'd gotten used to a very reckless life in Tanzania. For some time, my parents had shifted back to Kenya, and so I was there by myself. Living in a foreign land all by yourself was a bit tricky, because not tricky in a sense that it was hard or any hardships, but tricky in a sense that you have no mother or father to actually tell you do this or do that.
Finally, Isaac moved back to Kenya. In Kenya, he went to different schools in a bid to finish his secondary education. In fact, at one time, he had to combine 3 years of work study so as to sit for his Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education.
I homeschooled my entire 4th form, and I was doing 3 forms in 1 year, which was very tedious, very demanding. And at the end of the day, I managed to make it, and I walked out with a C-Con, and I'm proud of it because, well, I didn't let it dictate my future. It only triggered my mind to know that I'm not in a very secure position, and therefore I need to work more harder.
Ever since I met him on day 1, he struck me as a serious young man, almost like a man on a mission.
He's a person that has, that ethos of never say die. Isaac is very God-fearing, puts God first in everything he does.
He is always there for the young people. He doesn't want to see somebody else suffering or going through what he went through.
At Sketch Careers, Isaac is pursuing change and reforms in schools, talking to youths across the region on how to work smart and see off their dreams and ambitions come to fruition.
As we've already said at Sketch Careers, when you come in my office, you'll see it stuck on the wall. If you can dream it, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Carry on. Carry on. The journey is not easy. That's a fact. It's not a bed of roses, It's hard. But only those who persist, only those who hold on firm, make it to the end.